Hey folks, Endall here, and I am back with my weekly Grand Arena video. My two matches of this week were pretty unremarkable against one opponent who did not bother to attack and the other one who could only clear one zone of mine. But this particular match, and this was the very first match of the week for me, was against Kylath Roller, and this was a firecracker of a match, one of the most memorable matches that I've had, and something which I really feel I enjoyed a lot. So Kylath Rolar is from the guild Cantina Lords, and I've played one person from Cantina Lords, Funkylicious, a couple of times, won both times. So Kylath was very keen to take revenge for on Funky's behalf. So it was a very interesting atmosphere to be in, and. Kylath, as you can see over here, extremely good opponent. Look at his lifetime banners, 1 million 47,000. And he's got a 7-star executor. He's got 4 GLs just like me. He's done pretty well in GAC. He's reached about 27th rank before. And if you can see from his defense, he goes reasonably hard on defense, but I think he prefers to play an efficiency match. His comfort zone is definitely efficiency. As you can see over here, he's got 4 GLs. Very first opponent that I see who's got Lord Vader. I've never faced a Lord Vader before, but he doesn't have a couple of other GLs that I have. But he doesn't have Rey or Sith Eternal, but he does have the other four. And at the time of this match, he did not have the ultimate on Lord Vader. I think he got it after the fact. So his lifetime banners, his GP was only 6.7, so definitely lower than mine. So that tells you that he's got a really, really focused roster. And he's got really good mods. He's got mods at all the right places, and all the right characters have got the speed that they need. Plus, this was one opponent who really knew how to use counters and knew how to, which teams to take out cheaply and which teams to overkill. So he knew his counters really, really well. So for this particular match, I decided to go a little bit heavier on defense than I usually went. So I kept 1 GL at the top, so that's my Ray, and then I kept CLS, Darth Revan, and Gas in the south zone, hoping to get a few big. Pull a few big GLs or big teams over here, or at least pull a loss or something like that. And then at the top, I've kept another GL, SLKR, with a couple of other teams. I've kept Rex in here with the Nest because he likes to use troopers against Rex. And then I've kept my Maul team. This team wasn't attacked in the last match. Maul, Django, and Watt. It can catch people by surprise, just because Maul gets to go almost immediately, and since he's fast enough, 338 speed with offense modding, he gets to take a second turn almost immediately with Django assisting all the time. So that team can get tricky if you allow Maul to take more than a turn. And then I've got the Hux team and Finn team. Nothing really different about those teams. And at the back, I just kept some meager banner stripping teams. Nothing really great. These are really not expected to hold much. And at the top for ships, I kept both my negotiator as well as my executor. So that is something which I was hoping to trip my opponent up with. So as you can see, a reasonably tough defense, tougher than I usually keep. Yes, more could have been kept at the back, but I felt I wanted to shield myself for the possibility that my opponent goes full defense and keeps 2 GLs at the top, 2 GLs at the bottom, and then tries to make me choose to go into one particular zone. So that's why I kept 1 GL of mine at the top and one at the bottom, so that if my opponent does that, then they would be forced to choose one zone themselves. So that is basically my rationale for keeping 1 GL on either side and reasonably tough teams. I was hoping to make it a slugfest, because my opponent, his comfort zone is efficiency matches. Now, before I get on, just a quick word about the guild itself. It is an amazing guild, Cantina Lords. I've had a chance to play with a couple of them before. They've got a really good understanding of the game, and there's some really great minds out there, theory crafting. So before so what I did was I went ahead and completed my attack stage, and after I completely gone through my opponent's offenses and completed my offense phase, Kylath actually reached out to me saying that he plans to live stream his GAC match for his guild. I think about an hour before the end of the attack phase, and he invited me to join in to watch it. And I was really excited about that because I've seen videos of my attack being done before. A lot of people before have been gracious enough to record their attacks on my defense, but I've never seen my defense been taken out live. So I was really curious about it, and thanks to these guys, Cantina Lords, for inviting me into their Discord server and allowing me to watch that whole process of my defense being taken down. It was an amazing atmosphere. It was like 10 to 15 of us together, and Kylath was doing his offenses, and then everyone else was chipping in, giving advice, giving their thoughts, and it was good to see a whole guild collaborate together to take out my defenses like that. Great to get their thought process, and in between, I kept chiming in with my own thought process as well, why I kept a defense that I did, and so on and so forth. So I got to see a lot of close calls and a lot of good plays, a lot of good thinking. So I really enjoyed that process. So before I begin, a quick shout out and a big thank you to Cantina Lords for having me. With the whole process, of taking this down. So, having said that, I will go ahead and jump into my attack zone, and talk a little bit about my offense, and then towards the end, I will give a brief description of my opponent Kylath's offense against my defense. All right, so this is what my opponent has kept. He's kept his Maul over here, R5 Maul with Candrus and not Candrus, but Can with Armorer and Bow. Then he's kept his Treya, which I usually keep a lot as well. Kept Dooku in there, Grievous Squad, Bow, and then he's got Mando as well, Bam. And then over here he's kept Gas. He's kept Newt, B1, and Django, which can get quite deadly. He's kept his CLS and he's kept his DR. So no GLs out front, but he does have reasonably tough teams that he need to take out. So what I decided to do was I needed to save at least one GL for the back, because I've seen from my opponent's history he usually keeps either JMK at the back or Lord Vader. And he doesn't have Lord Vader ultimate, but he still keeps that at the back because that still pulls a GL. So I had to save at least one GL of mine at the back, and I decided to save JMK. So against this Darth Revan, what I decided to do was take my troopers in there. Now troopers, they can get my troopers are modded so that they bridge the Darth Revan squad. For at least 356 speed, I can manage. This particular Darth Revan was 351 speed, but my troopers are modded to bridge all of that. So first thing you need to do is do a mass assist on Basti, take her out. Veers get feared because my Veers is about 90% special crit chance, so more than 100% with the unique. And then you need to take out Darth Malik as soon as you can. In this particular case, Malik I wasn't able to take him out, but my Dark did get a turn and was able to take that out. Unfortunately, because I've got a G12 Veers, I did lose him, and I got pretty low banners over here, 48. But I was fairly certain that as long as I one-shot the whole board, I was fairly certain my opponent will drop at least one battle. So my focus right now was just one-shotting the board. Pretty low banners, but that's the best that I could do without overkilling. Now, for this Newt team with Django and B1, the great thing about this team is it doesn't have a taunt, so you can get a contract really fast. So this team actually is a really good team to take against it to get full 54 banners. You can, with Boss getting Frenzy, you can have 2 mass attacks almost immediately and get about 60 to 80% of your contract right away. And then there you see 80% of the contract. And then with this, I should be able to get the full contract and take out Django right away, even if he's on damage immunity. The good thing is Django does his burning first, so he doesn't really have a chance to snipe somebody. So even though my Grief and Mando were only G12, it still was pretty much fine because I had enough speed on my Bosk and Grief in order to be able to get the job done. So took out B1, took out Django. Now it's only Newt. It doesn't matter how Newt is modded or how relict up he is. At this stage, you are sure to end up with 54 banners against this particular squad. So there we go. And here I probably could have delayed a little bit because there was a little health left on Bosk. And I could have delayed it a little bit to get full 54, but I was, dead sure this was not going to be an efficiency match, so I let it slide with 53. It was really early to annihilate Newt, but there's one banner that I probably could have got. All right, let's keep going. Let's go to the next match, which is the JKR versus the CLS squad. Now, against CLS, I usually take in JTR. That's my first preference. But this Chewie was modded for tons of tenacity, and this Luke was really fast as well. 316 with offense mod. My second preference is actually Bad Batch. I like to take Bad Batch a lot against CLS, especially. But for that, uh, both your tech and your echo need to be faster than the CLS. In this case, my echo was, but not my tech, which is why I did not want to take that risk, and I decided to go in with a JKR. Otherwise, this would have been a Bad Batch kind of a battle. Very thick Chewie, really well modded, but I'm trying to get him down as much as I can. So Chewie is down. Now it's just a question of getting down Luke. And pretty low banners over here, but I managed to get call Revan to assist and end with 51, I think. Yeah, again, this was another place where I should have probably delayed a little bit, but I didn't want to play around too much with CLS. I may have got 52 if I had maybe healed up JKR with Jolie, but there it is. So at least it was a one shot. My goal at this stage was to one shot the front wall, not drop any battles, and then see what's at the back and then plan it out well. Now against the gas, I decided to take in my GL. I felt I could spare JML at the front. Um, yeah, his gas was really well modded, and this was a Rex 5's version, so I didn't want to go in with a BAM Han Chewie team and then risk a failure. I felt I could afford this, and I think this was the right call because these guys tend to do tons of damage. They tend to take tons of turns, and fives can be a pain to chew through, which is why I need to, this guy stands up again, but I need to just make sure that I'm able to recover some amount of health and protection with this guy. So I'm calling my Yoda when I can, and then just using all special abilities. Now he's down, and I should have probably healed with my Yoda, but I'm trying to get fives down as soon as I can, and then I take out Rex, and now it's just a question of getting rid of gas. So I do a quick heal. Should probably call Yoda to heal, but my Ayla at least is at full health and full protection, and should probably called Hoda again to heal over there, but end with 52. So a couple of banners lost, a little bit of protection lost on Hoda and JML, but pretty good outcome. I was pretty happy at this stage. I managed to one-shot all of the front teams, and then there we go. Lord Vader at the back as expected, and then a few other weak teams. Really nothing much to worry about. And I had my own JML to take out a JMK to take out Lord Vader. So now it's just a question of me going through the rest of the planning out the rest of my attack phase and trying to get through everything in a one shot. My goal was again to one shot to make sure that I put enough pressure on my opponent. He's got his BAM team over there, and for BAM I always like to take in my Geos. So got my Geos in here, and his BAM team is relict, but is G13, but not really relict up. I think all of them are R0 or R1, so not very survivable. I actually like a tanky IG-11 to go against because it gives you time to recover your health and protection against that towards the end. So here I was able to one-shot BAM right away, and now I'm just trying to heal up as much as I can because this guy IG-11 is going to go with his AoE and then steal some banners. So I'm trying to do what I can to end with 54. And there we go. Quail is taken care of. Now I just have to get rid of IG. Now he does his basic attacks the weakest enemy as well, which is a little irritating because you can really lose out on banners on your Geo team. So I'm trying to stall a little bit until I can get to my healing, but my healing is still one away. So I only ended up with 51 over here. It was a little tankier. Maybe I would have ended at 54. Maybe I should have saved my heal. I don't know. Maybe it's better to save your heal for the less tanky versions of that team when you go against. But still, one shot. Now, this is against the Maul team. Now, let me talk a little bit about this particular counter. This counter I saw on the Gambit Discord. Big kudos to Northern Border for coming up with this idea. It's actually a pretty cheap counter to Maul, and it works on almost all versions of Maul that you can see. So you have in this particular version, you've got Armorer, Maul, and Bow. The rationale is you use BAM IG Quill to take out this particular team. You can use this team especially if your Quill is faster than anyone on the enemy team, especially if there's no Watt. Just make sure that your Quill is faster than the enemy Maul and the fastest character on the enemy team, and then you'll be fine. So my Quill, for example, is 338. The Maul is 305. The others are in the high 200s. The main goal of this is you get your Quill to go first. He does his turn meter gain thing, and then Bam is the next fastest, so he gets into his Whistling Bird stance, and then IG11 does his AoE, builds 3 stacks, and then Maul, when he gets to go, when he does his AoE, or when he uses each of his turns, because of the anguish concept, because of the anguish thing, what happens is every time he takes a turn, he gives damage to himself, which builds up the stacks of Whistling Bird. So in almost all cases, it's very easy for Bam when his second turn comes around to end up with full 20 Whistling Birds and one-shot Maul right away. It doesn't matter if any of the side characters are taunting. Maul, this guy can go around taunt and stealth, so he can go ahead and one-shot Maul with those Whistling Birds. And especially if the Maul is not modded for health and protection, you can easily one-shot it. Even if you're not able to one-shot him, you can. This team has got enough survivability that you can always come around to another double shot of this particular Maul team. So let me show how this battle goes. So Quill goes first, gives everyone turn meter, and this guy gets into Whistling Bird mode, and now you can see all of them are going tons, and every time Maul goes, he's increasing, because of anguish, is increasing the stacks of Whistling Birds, and I'm already at 19, 20 Whistling Birds right away. And if anyone falls below 60% health, then you can see over here, I think it was Bam who fell under 60% health. Because of his unique, he immediately gets a bonus turn, and you can use that bonus turn to then unload your Whistling Birds and take care of Maul right away. Now, in this particular case, the Maul wasn't taken out completely because his Maul was modded for high protection, like 110, 120k protection, I think, and tons of health as well. So it was a little difficult for me to take him down immediately, and my BAM is only R5. But you can see over here, the IG BAM and Quill team is still surviving quite a lot against the BAM team, and these guys are doing tons of damage, but you can see over here, because of all the dots, Maul's lead doesn't have any cleansing mechanism, at least for himself. So because of all the dots and because of the damage that he does to himself on Anguish, he is actually in pretty low health. So I am able to get a decent job done in trying to get him down to lower health. And because IG11, here I go into my second Whistling Bird stance. And because IG11 also does attack on the weakest enemy on his basic, Maul is also getting that damage every time IG11 is going. So now you go 13 Whistling Birds on this turn, and Maul is taken out pretty easily. Now here, I wish I got some chance to heal up. Yeah, I think I got a little bit of a chance to heal up. And maybe I should have healed up IG, because I would have probably ended up with 51 or 52. 50 banners was pretty low over here, because usually with BAM you expect to end up with 54 banners usually. But this team around me died pretty fast, and I wasn't able to stall long enough. So 50 banners over there, but at least it was a cheap counter to Maul, which I was pretty happy about. I think in the future also I'll use other variations of this Maul team, of the BAM team, to take out Maul. I think that's a pretty good cheap counter to Maul. Against Treya, I decided to take in my CLS, or rather my Rebels rather, and end with here I wasn't really able to end with full banners on Chewie just because he assists so much, but the others did give full banners over there. So a couple of banners lost over there. And then let's see which other battle I decide to go to. Yeah, now at this stage, I think I decide to go for the JTR. And for JTR, I decided to go with my Treya squad over here. I did have a tons of other teams left, but I wanted to make sure that I save some big hitters in case anything goes wrong with the Vader. Not that it would. JKR is a JKL Jedi Master Kenobi is a hard counter to Vader. But yeah, over here, just this one is a very hard counter to any JTR team that you see. Treya, Maul, Treya, Sith trio is an extremely hard counter. These guys take tons of turns, attacks, turns out of. They do a lot of attacks out of turn, and all the debuffs that they have, they just slide off from the Treya team. And I am able to at least recover some protection on my Scion. And even though these guys are only G12, it's perfectly fine because they lose a lot of offense as well, attacking out of turn. So there you go. Got my big revive ability on Scion. Trying to get rid of BB-8. And there he goes. And now I think I was trying to delay for a little bit, but then I gave up and decided to just finish it off right there because I did not want to, like I had 4 minutes left almost. I could have probably delayed it a bit, but then I just decided to end it, I think, in my next turn. Because yeah, I was doing damage too fast and I probably wouldn't have been able to recover full protection on my Scion anyway, so I just decided to finish it off for 51 banners, which is about the par with Treya. All right, now let's see. I think I decide to go with my JTR. Oh no, this is the oh yeah. So against the Hux First Order squad, this is a really good squad to end with full banners against the Hux squad. Any First Order squad, Separatist squad, the Bad Batch team is fantastic against them. Especially this particular squad because they all start with advantage. That's 3 buffs to give extra offense and extra turn meter to your Bad Batch characters. So you just have to stun a bunch of them and then get keep reducing the turn meter by applying expose and popping those exposes, and then very high chance of ending with full health and full protection. So there I pop another expose, make sure that I don't let these guys go, and then now I think I let Hux go a little bit. Yeah, but that ended up not mattering because these guys do a pretty decent job of recovering their full protection. Yeah, Hux is doing a lot of damage. So I'm not sure if I recover full protection on my Hunter. I'm trying to give the turn back to Tech who can heal me. A little bit of protection recovery, but not enough. And there we go. Now I think I'm at full health and full protection. So 54 banners. So this was a good outcome. Yeah, love the Bad Batch team. If you're not using them against CLS or Grievous, Separatist and First Order squads are great options as well. Now against the Grievous, I decided to go with this squad. I probably could have used my sisters as well, but sisters again would have given me 51. With this way, I at least have a small chance of ending with 52 because Wrecker is capable of recovering protection by himself. It's a pretty safe match. These guys, even though they've got a dispel, they've and a buff immunity, they they will not be able to shoot through my team. All right. So that takes care of B2. And now I'm trying to see if yeah, at this stage, I think I'm just trying to get through this battle because it's probably going to be a 51. Do try to recover some protection over here, but Grievous is probably going to, remove that protection anyway, so it's not much of an issue. All right, so heal everyone up. Now everyone is at full health and full protection. Full health at least, not full protection. 51 is basically how much you usually end up with the Padme. I don't know if my Wrecker has fully recovered all protection. Might end with 52 or no 51. Yeah, so a little bit I think was missing on Wrecker. So pretty safe counter, but relatively low banners 51, with no chance of recovery. All right. What else do we have? We have, I think at this point, I decide to go for the Lord Vader match. Or, oh no, I think I decide to go with my JTR versus the Kira Nest squad. Now, here, let's see. Yeah, here, the other folks are pretty weak. So, it's what I'm trying to do is just trying to get rid of the other characters and then focus down on Nest and try to, get her out towards the end by just using basics. All right, so Kira is almost out, very weak Kira over there. So I decide to, I think, go after Vet Han and finish him off, and then finish the Kira. Or try to apply a daze over there. Yep, and then finish the Kira, and then focus down on Enfys Nest. Now here, I try to apply a bunch of debuffs, and then what I'm doing is I'm trying to keep Nest stun locked while I recover full health and full protection on all my characters. And then when the time is right, then I will only use basics and then try to get Nest down with one big hit. So I'm just trying to wait till I reach Illuminated Destiny. And now once my cooldown of 60 has been reduced, I then go ahead and pop the Illuminated Destiny, make sure that everyone is topped up, and then it's just a question of waiting for Nest to come out of stun. No big hit available, but was able to get Nest down a little bit. Applied healing immunity and burning, applied daze as well, and now again basics until Nest comes out of her stun, and then we would hopefully land a hit which is big enough. So all basics because you don't want to reduce her turn meter while she has expose. All basics on Nest. And here again, I'm just waiting for a big hit from JTR, and there you go, 54 banners right over there. So that was a good outcome. And now the next match, I think, is going to be the Vader match. Yep. For this, I take my JMK, my double Kenobi and Cat. I just wanted to overkill it. It's not a very strong Vader team. It doesn't have Maul. It's got Royal Guard, but with Cat, Royal Guard is going to disappear pretty fast. And the Vader doesn't have ultimate as well, so it's not much of an issue. I could have probably taken in a much weaker team, but that's fine. I mean, I had more than enough to kill the other characters. So RG taken out, Death Trooper taken out pretty easily. Now it's just a question of going after Vader and taking him out. And then what I'm doing is just saving up powering up my Cat and making sure that I am able to land a big hit with Cat once I have generated enough of a special of a critical damage based on the assist from everyone who has Sheen, which in this case is General Kenobi. All right, so I pop my ultimate, and then now I'm still waiting, I think, to use my big force leap. But I should be at full health and full protection now with everyone. Landed healing immunity and still waiting. I think I'm trying to probably get him down to red health or something like that. There we go. And now big hit, and that takes care of Vader. So a bit of an overkill, but at least ended up at 54 over there as well. Now only two more squads left. Now, in this particular case, I still have my Luke. It was a really weak team. I could have probably only taken Luke and Shakti and saved another banner, but at this stage, I was, I have a motto: overkill is underrated. So, I uh, I decided to go all in over here. Probably not needed, but I wasn't really that worried about my opponent one-shotting me. I was sure that they would drop at least one battle. All right, so that was done. Took out Droideka, took out this guy, and now I just have to take out Dooku. And ended with 54. So this could easily have been 55 as well. I'm sure Luke and Shakti by themselves would have been more than enough for that squad. All right, now at the back, my opponent has kept his Executor and Rebel fleet. This is what they usually keep on defense. So I was prepared for that. So I was just thought, let me take out this zone, and then we can focus on the ships. Again, a very weak team, HK with some really weak droids. But I again went in with Basti, Kiadimundi, and Ahsoka. Probably could have done with only Basti and Cam. I didn't need the third Ahsoka over there. So a lot of places like these where I didn't want to pinch banners. Because look how much damage Cam is doing. Even without Basti, without Snips, I would have probably one-shot both those characters and then gone to work on HK and take him out pretty easily. So again, another one banner lost over here. So important thing is I had one-shot the character zone completely. And up top, decided to go ahead and complete my ship battle so that my opponent has a target. I used my Grievous against against the Executor, the Bounty Hunter ship. Always a little touch and go, but if you have a little luck on your side, then you can usually pull through a win pretty easily. And this one was a 6-star Executor, so a little bit less tougher than a 7-star version. So taking the usual ships, I like to go in with all the Geo ships. I know a lot of people like to leave out Sunfac or Soldier, but I like to just go in with all, just in case. So over here, you do a big special on Houndstooth. So this was the best possible outcome, which is the TIE fighter got taken out. Now I can land some buzz droids on Mandalorian and give a big attack on the Mandalorian over here. And then it's just a question of surviving till your ultimate. Um, Over here, you can see the very first ship. You always need to bring in your spy because you have a chance to snipe one of the enemy ships. Again, got lucky, landed the thing on the taunt on Cad Bane's ship, Xanadu Blood, and took him out. So at least that's one less ship to worry about. All right, now. Now the next ship, no, my Malevolence ship is capital ship is getting decent amount of turn meter because of all the vulture droids getting destroyed. So my next goal is to get an even hawk and apply chaff so that these guys don't get target lock and the ultimate doesn't come as fast. So there we go. We bring in even hawk over there. And I'm trying to get down Mandalorian ship at least for exhaust his savior ability. So got him down once. Now it's just a question of getting him down twice. They do have their bounty hunter contract out, which is unfortunate, but I still have the battle under control. I save my big special over here. I'm trying to wait till I get the other ship. Dispel all of that nonsense on Boba's ship, or no, actually I decided to go ahead with the with reapplying chaff because I don't want the contract to come in. All right, there we go, and now we reach our ultimate right on time, and I have to attack Bosk's ship, no choice over there. Decide to take out the Mandalorian ship. Applied buzz droids on everyone. And now I just need to focus down on Bosk and take him out. And once he's out, then all the danger is gone. Now we can relax. And I decide to get in my Sunfac this time, just so that I can land a stun and land a second stun as well, and control the battle. So that's one reason I like to keep Sunfac over there. Is just he's just so useful sometimes with the stun to keep the battle under control. Lost another one of my ships over there, but at this stage the battle is very much under control, and I'm just trying to get the final ship out, and there we go. And before the executor has a chance to use the ultimate, I end with 53 banners. So I was pretty happy with that outcome. Anytime that you're able to one-shot an executor, it's always a good outcome. And then against the rebels, I decided to take my own rebels in there. Rebel mirrors are pretty straightforward. Usually, if you get a decent amount of luck, you don't even need to bring in a reinforcement. So that's why I only got in a couple of them. And decided to go ahead on that battle. So let me actually, yeah, let's go on to this battle. So what I want to do first is take out the Y-wing. So I usually do a basic on the Rebel Y-wing, try to trigger a target lock. Unfortunately, wasn't able to take him out. So Big started taunting. My Bigs almost got taken out. So I still decide to go after the Y-wing because I want to take him out as soon as I can. And this was a mistake. Probably should have healed up my Big so that I don't lose him, and then try to take out the Y-wing in the next turn. At least that way my Bigs would have been healthy enough. But as it stands now, I can bring in my Cassian's U-wing and at least snipe the enemy Han Solo Millennium Falcon ship out, and that one is done. So now I'm in a much better situation. Now that the main damage dealer is done, I can take out the enemy ships one by one. So I take care of the Y-wing. Another ship comes in. This time it's the Ghost. So I'm trying to now, uh, you know, um, preserve as many banners as I can and try to take the ship out. Biggs is out, and now it's only a question of getting down Sabine, and we end with 64 banners. So this should have been 67 if Biggs would have survived. But my mistake, I should have probably healed him up instead of using the mass assist. Anyway, I was pretty happy with this performance because I ended up with the 31-32. It's a little bit of a low score for one-shotting because I lost tons of banners. A lot of places I got 51. The Darth Revan match I got 48. But I was pretty happy because I at least one-shot the whole board. And this put pressure on my opponent because now they would need to one-shot everything and they didn't have any room to drop any battles because that would mean a loss. And I did have a reasonably tough front zone as well. So I was certain that they would drop, like Kylath would drop a battle over there. But as you can see over here, this is the final outcome. It was a really, really close match, and I lost by 7 banners, 7 freaking banners. It felt great actually going through the whole process and watching my defense getting taken out. And there were so many instances that it became very, very close for Kylath. The Maul battle was one of them. He used troopers against my Maul team, and just barely was able to take it out. I think he also got a 48-49 on that, but he basically lost 2 of his troopers, and Dark Trooper, with only 1 or 2 stacks remaining, was able to take out Maul last man standing. So if that battle would have gone slightly differently, it would have been a lost battle for him over there. The Malevolence battle also was extremely close. It was a real clincher. There were quite a few moments where it felt the battle could go either way and he might have dropped it or lost it, but he managed to pull through and got a 51 or 52, I think, in the Malevolence battle, Malevolence against the Bounty Hunter. So Executor battle, he was able to one-shot the Executor, he was able to one-shot my Maul and all the other teams. There were a few creative teams that he took in. Against my Gas, he took in his Cat and Padme, which is a really good option because you can get to your Cat's 4 sleep ability fast and then take out Gas and then work on the other characters. So he did use a lot of creative counters like that, and he took risks where it mattered. Like the Maul team, the Gas team, Malevolence as well. So I was pretty impressed by the ability to get my whole defense down in one shot, because there were quite a few tough teams over here that I felt I'd kept. And my opponent took some risks as well. Like he took a solo SLKR against the Ray. I probably wouldn't have tried that. I would have probably gone in with somebody else. But he knew the target that he had to reach, and he had to be efficient in banners. So he was, Kylath was pinching banners each and every way and making sure that he gets every single chance to top up all of the banners. If I had a target to go against, I would have probably done the same thing. I missed out on an opportunity. If I had probably attacked at the last moment, then I could have probably seen that it was going to be an efficiency battle and not really a slugfest. And I would have probably gone ahead and maybe pinched out a few banners here and there. But either way, I felt that I'd played a really good game on offense, and my opponent played a really good game as well. Yes, both of us did have a little bit of luck on a couple of battles, but overall it was a very evenly matched battle and tons of fun. These are the kind of battles which actually give me a tons of excitement. And the fact of the matter was, because I was actually watching my defense taken out live, that really heightened the fun even more. So big kudos to the Cantina Lords for having me over. Definitely one of the highlights of my season. Getting an experience like this. So, compared to this, all my other matches feel like sandbox mode or practice mode, because it really is not that interesting. The outcome is more or less decided. You go ahead and completely annihilate your opponent. It's matchups like these which are pretty close that really remind me why I want to keep playing this game. Anyway, so kudos to Kylath for defeating me. Close battle. This is actually the closest battle that I've had in a long, long time. Either I win by hundreds of banners, or I lose by hundreds of banners. As in, the case in point, my last battle, which I lost. But this is the closest battle that I've had in a while. Really enjoyed it, and hope we meet up again so that I can take revenge, because I definitely want to have a rematch over here. Anyway, that's it for this particular week. Hope you guys enjoyed this match as much as I enjoyed playing it. Big kudos to Kylath. Let me leave a comment down below if there's any specific matches that you really liked. If there was some moments that you really enjoyed, let me know. Um, I will probably take a little bit of a break from streaming. I might record one video next week, but I'm actually making a trip to India to meet some family. So I'm going to be doing some international traveling for a couple of weeks. So I might be a little slow on the videos. I know I promised a conquest video as well. That might be a little delayed because I'll be traveling internationally. But if I get a chance, maybe at the end of next week, I might make a conquest video. Otherwise, I might just skip it for this time. But I'll try to at least make one GAC video for my final week, at least for one of them. But if not, then you guys will probably catch me after 2 or 3 weeks, given that I'll be spending some time with family back in India. All right, so that's it for now. Hope you guys enjoyed the match. I will catch you guys later. Take care and happy gaming.